Flags of Our Fathers tells the story of the men who raised the flag in the iconic photo. It tells a story both about patriotism and the human condition. It is acted beautifully by the cast, especially Adam Beach. The film is often emotional as we witness the character's trauma in a beautifully constructed story about truth. Midway does suffer from Hollywood-style action, but is pretty accurate depicting the events leading up to and during the Battle of Midway. The film gives a comprehensive look at the events in a compelling, exciting, and inspiring way. This film from 1970 is still the definitive film about the attack on Pearl Harbor. The film shows both sides as it builds to the attack, which is exciting with incredible editing and practical effects. Tora 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 is a must-see for any war film enthusiast. A young Christian Bale stars in this film about a boy left behind in Shanghai during the Japanese invasion. The boy begins his odyssey of survival as he tries to give back to his parents. The film is about the will to survive and understand the world around you when everything has gone to hell. Empire of the Sun is a beautiful and underseen Spielberg film. 800 Chinese soldiers fight for their country in a warehouse under siege from the Japanese. The film is strong on its message of honor and sacrifice, often eliciting strong emotions. The action sequences are tense and overwhelming, and it does a good job of putting you in the soldier's shoes. The 800 is a foreign war film that should not be overlooked. Two siblings wander through Japan trying to survive the final months of World War II. This animated film is often considered one of the greatest war films ever made. It is an important film with an even more important message. The film's final moments are ones you will never forget. Grave of the Fireflies is an emotional film about the consequences of war that should not be missed. The Bridge on the River Kwai focuses on character development, spending the bulk of the film on building complex characters portrayed beautifully by the actors, all building up to a final that will have you on the edge of your seat. The film is a war adventure about character that will forever remain a classic of the genre. Hacksaw Ridge tells the inspiring story of a combat medic who won the Medal of Honor despite refusing to bear arms. Director Mel Gibson does his best to make the combat gory and brutal, so much so it almost becomes too much, but he knows just when to dial it back. But it's the story of how Desmond Doss won the Medal of Honor that elevates this film. His story is inspiring and emotional, making this movie one of the best war films you'll ever see. Clint Eastwood directs this film about the Battle of Iwo Jima, but from the perspective of the Japanese. This perspective and strong performances from the cast give the viewer a powerful, humanistic portrayal of war that does not shy away from realistic and intense combat sequences. Letters from Iwo Jima is an expertly made film that offers new perspectives and exciting action scenes. Before we get to the last film on the list, I want to highlight another incredible miniseries from the team behind Band of Brothers. The Pacific takes us through the battlefields seldom seen on the screen, as we follow Marines as they fight across islands for control of the Pacific. The series has a strong cast and is expertly made in every aspect. There is not a more beautifully shot war film than this. The film sidelines the grand action scenes for a more human condition story. Led by an all-star cast, this war epic has a powerful message about honor, duty, and the effects of war on the psyche. The Thin Red Line packs an incredible punch and is one of Terrence Malick's best films.